check. Mic check, mic check. Reed, let me know if the audio is good. I'm not using the microphone. When I listen back to it with the microphone on, I don't know, it messes with the audio somehow. So let me know if the audio is okay, Reed. We're notifying viewers that you're live. Cool. Hello, this is a first. I am live on both the red play button app and the clock app, which is kind of cool. Good to go. Cool. Yay. All right. Hi, y'all. I'm Scotty Oakenlake, and I am a self-published indie author and an ex-teacher, I guess. I was actually just printing or cutting my business cards. I know it's reversed, but you can see I got my little business cards. This is going to be probably just a real quick live to go over the book series. And hey, there's Heather. Heather, I'm gonna make you a mod. Don't shy at this responsibility, Heather. I'm allowing you to delete comments. So you've got the power. You've got power. What's up, Justice? How's it going? I have one of these for you, my guy. It's coming. So hi, hello, and welcome to my live. We are doing a quick discussion on my new book series, The Resurrection Curse. And right now you can head to the link in my bio on any of the apps and check out the free story that I just published, Gerhilda the Valkyrie. Woo-hoo! Round of applause. If I will be anything, it will be insufferable. And I'm not sorry, because I love you guys. Hey, let's go. So Gerhilda the Valkyrie, I decided to publish today because it would have been my brother's 28th birthday today. And I thought it was kind of cool in terms of timing to publish Gerhilda the Valkyrie on media. Because when I looked into copyright, and I won't get too terribly into it, but the way copyright works is how, like, when you timestamp publish it. So I wanted Gerhilda the Valkyrie to be timestamped today. So that is why it is for free now for you to read on my website. I originally published it in this, which was a short series of a collection of works, like short stories and poems that I threw together as a special for Gathering Legacy. And Gerhilda the Valkyrie was part of this first collection. And the story of Gerhilda the Valkyrie came about when I started brainstorming basically the second book of my series. And I'll get into the first one here in just a second. But the Gerhilda the Valkyrie story kind of came along as a side character that is going to be introduced into the main series. So in terms of, and I hate to use this reference, but in terms of Twilight, this would be like the Bree Tanner side series. And if you liked Twilight, you would probably like this series. I hate to say it, but it's true. Because it is what it is. But the Gerhilda the Valkyrie story starts in 8th century Kattegat. And that is a city, oh gosh, someone's going to correct me. There we go. Block. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. The red play button app and the clock app at the same time. Because the TikTok live I did this morning was a lot of fun. And again, this is just going to be a quick live. But Gerhilda the Valkyrie takes place in 8th century Kattegat. And if you think in terms of 8th century Kattegat, think about the show Vikings. And that's kind of the time period that I'm looking at. And Gerhilda starts the story around the age of 17. And as a 17-year-old girl living in Kattegat, she is part of the Queen's Guard. And right off the bat, her main ambition, she tells you, all she really wants to do is to make the Queen proud and to gain honor with Freya. I would want nothing more than to join the ranks of the Valkyries. Gerhilda was told stories of the Valkyries her whole life, and she wanted nothing more than to go on adventures and die and become a Valkyrie. Because the kind of stories that she were told were like this. The Valkyries led heroes who had proven themselves worthy across the way to Valhalla. Should they have not proven their strength in life, they were granted great golden spears and helms and rode steeds with enormous wings that granted them flight. And to me, that is just such an incredible image. And that's all she wanted. That was just her main goal in life, was to adventure and eventually become a Valkyrie. And you really can't fault her for that. So around the time when she's between 17 and 18, she gets to go on her first expedition. And while she was living in Kattegat, she would have been exposed to merchants from all over the world, because when you look at history, it was much more seafaring than what we are led to believe. So it's very likely that she would have encountered merchants from Europe, Africa, Asia, anywhere. So for her to be able to finally go where these people that she's met have come from, it's the greatest gift that she could have. So she ends up going on a trip to what is modern day Istanbul. It's Istanbul, not Constantinople. But when Gerhilda went there, it was Constantinople. And while she was there, she encountered even more people. And for her, being immersed in this completely different culture was enlightening. And this is a example from my real life journeys. When she is in Constantinople, the Hagia Sophia was fairly new. I don't know exactly how old the Hagia Sophia in Istanbul is, but at the time it would have been relatively new, 8th century. And when she goes to this temple, she says, it felt as if I could reach out and touch Freya's presence. I prayed inside as hard as I could for everyone I loved, all that I knew, past and present, and lastly, myself. So her first journey outside of her home, and she gets to go to this incredible place where all walks of faith can worship, and she's overwhelmed. And this was written after a real life thing that I did over 10 years ago now, when I went to visit Kyoto. And Kyoto has so many incredible temples to visit. And one of the temples that I visited, I can't remember the name of, but if you've seen Memoirs of a Geisha or read the book series, one of the temples that she goes to in the film, it's high up on a mountain. And when I went to this temple high up on the mountain, all I wanted to do when I was there was to just pray for the students and their health and their good long life. And to me, it did. The faith didn't matter. What mattered was the feeling of connecting with something even bigger, because it was the first time that I had ever really had students for an extended period of time. And when I left, I didn't know if I was ever going to see them again. So this was also kind of a unique experience to be able to go to this incredible place and just wish the best for my kiddos. So when she goes, she has essentially a religious experience, and it opens her up to more opportunity, to more adventure. And her adventure comes in the form of a merchant. And this merchant comes and hires Gerhilda and her crew to safeguard his wares on their passage to Athens. And when they arrive in Athens safely, because they didn't encounter any pirates, thankfully, Gerhilda decides to venture out on her own. Now, if she had not had this experience with the Hagia Sophia before, she may not have had happen to her what happened next. Because at night, she went on a journey to look at the local temples in Athens, because the Hagia Sophia was such an incredible experience that she wanted more. Remember, her main motivator is she craves adventure. And so at night, walking, and she says that she came to a darker section in the streets of Athens. There was a man with a stall in front of a low building. It was a small cart, very colorful and enticing. The man behind the cart looked as if he were from the Far East, with long dark hair and cat-like eyes. He beckoned as if to come closer to see what he had to offer. There were oil lanterns illuminating him in the stall, and I saw him take out something small and green in color. I had already given him a good once-over and decided I could probably best him in a fight. So at least she has enough wits about her to recognize that this could potentially be a dangerous situation. And she's evaluating this Asian man for whether or not she might be able to overwhelm him if she needed to defend herself. And she doesn't have any reason to completely mistrust him, so she lets him go on, and he says a bunch of words in different various languages. And then in her language, he says blessing. And she takes that to mean that he is offering her some type of blessing in exchange for this, what looks to be like a little ice cream cake. It's actually mochi. So if I refer to the blood cursed mochi at any point, that's what I'm referring to, the little blood cursed mochi treat. So she goes in to receive this blessing, and she meets this mysterious stranger who looks very much like a god of which she knew. He looked like Thor. And he performs this blessing involving blood, and electricity forms around him and jumps over to her. And she falls to her knees. She is completely stunned. She has no way to explain what just happened. And in her mind, she was just blessed by Thor himself. So she leaves with the little sweet treat and thinks nothing more of it. And that's a good place to stop and do a quick dive. So when she goes and meets this mysterious stranger in the story is what is called a yotnai. And if you're just joining or if you're just following along, hi, I'm Scotty Oakenlake. I am doing a book series discussion. There is a free short story available on my website, Gerhilda the Valkyrie, that follows a Viking shield maiden from 8th century. And if you're interested, check it out. It's a free read. So when she meets this mysterious stranger, he's what's called a yotnai. And the full lore of them is also available to read for free. And the yotnai are these alien-like species that have incredibly advanced human genetics. So they have long life, they have ability to change their shape, they have pretty much any magic that you can imagine. They are effectively the origins of magic. Oh, thank you, Christy. I do love it. It's so cool. And the yotnai are responsible for this blood curse. Now, the blood cursed mochi, remember, she received, she ate it. And she got her period right after. And that was a trick to get her to take the blood curse. And what happens next is that Gerhilda returns to the ship to return to Constantinople to defend the merchant. And on their return trip back to Constantinople, their ship is attacked. And although Gerhilda fights valiantly, let's see. I want to read it to you because it's good. One of my favorite quotes, by the way, is that, let me back it up just a little bit. She says, I wasn't raised to be afraid of something as simple as a man. So when these pirates attacked their ship, she showed no fear. And she was blow to blow with one of the pirates when one of them got her from behind. Before she could react, he pulled the dagger out harshly and dug it deep into her breast. He pulled it out sharply, and Gerhilda collapsed. Everything went dark so fast, and before she knew it, she couldn't hear or see anything. The last thing she remembered was wondering if she had her sword. Her sword belonged to her mother, and her mother died when she was 14. When Gerhilda was 14, she had a child of sexual assault. And because she wasn't ready to be a mother, she allowed this child to be given to a childless family. And because she had completely forgotten about this child, she said, he's free to live his own life, I will live mine. She wasn't thinking about her child when she died, because the next thing that happens to Gerhilda is that she opened her eyes and she was standing in some kind of small room, an RV. She gasped rapidly as she realized she was breathing, grabbing at her chest and looking down for the wound. Realizing that she was not dead, also realizing that she no longer had breasts under her armor. And she looks around at her surroundings and realizes that there's a steaming cup of brown liquid. And she has the strongest desire to drink it, and she has her first sip of coffee. And that is how Hilda the Valkyrie awoke in 2017 from 8th century Constantinople. She died from sea battle. And there's so much more that I could get into, but for time's sake, because I want to keep this short, I will tell you to go to my website and read the rest, because she has a lot to say about coming back to life in 2017. Not all of it's pleasant, but if you remember back at the beginning, all she wanted was adventure. All she wanted to be was a Valkyrie. And she says, facial hair was a strange thing to get accustomed to, and I made a note of myself to get rid of it. Host be damned. I didn't know how long this would last, and I'd not suffer more discomfort than I'd have to. So she does not care, but she does not care for this beard, and she does not care for the situation, because all she wanted was to become a Valkyrie, and all of a sudden she's a dude. If you think about it, it's like golden helmet, dress made of swans, golden spear, Pegasus, versus a mechanic in South Carolina. Which would you rather? So, yeah, the rest of the story is up to y'all to read. And also, to celebrate today, I wanted to share with you guys that my book is available, and it's called The Resurrection Curse. Dovetail. What Gerhilda looks like when she comes is sort of like this right here. This young man is Uno. He is just a dude living in New York, New Jersey, trying to make the best of things. And one day he finds himself possessed by his Roman ancestor, Tiberius. You can see the Roman gladius, the helmet, and the little bits of Roman armor. And like Gerhilda, Tiberius finds himself alive and well in 2017 without a real logical explanation as to why. So The connection is that they are related by blood. And when Gerhilda took the blood cursed mochi and accepted it and ate it, that was her solidifying this curse, because the mysterious stranger wanted to offer her the greatest gift. And if you think about it, the greatest gift is resurrection. The ability to be like, yeah, I got more Mario lives, dude, is kind of Gerhilda sure got the Mario stars knocked out of her. But so did Tiberius. Tiberius was also in battle when he died and wakes up with a bag full of sandwiches from the local deli. And there's so much more to the series, but like I said, I wanted to kind of keep today short. So I'll talk real quick about what's available. If you are in the US, I have 48 copies remaining of my book. And if you're in the US, Canada, UK, you can purchase it right on my website. And if you're in the UK, we're also doing a little bit of a special here. And I'll tell you what the UK special is, because if you do end up going to my website to check it out, I've got a UK bundle thing. And the UK bundle will include this book, plus the Norseling's Guide to TTRPG, plus a random pair of dice from Norseforge Gathering 6. These dice were donated by a very kind patron, Brent. Shout out to Brent, home dude. There were so many dice left over, and I felt so bad. I wanted to get more of them out in the world. So it's an extra $5 or £5 if you're in the UK, but I'll send you all three. They'll be signed and stamped. And that will go to help support the quest team. I don't want to say too much because spoilers, but like my video said earlier, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes to prepare for Gathering 7, because it will happen. When I was on live earlier, I told chat, if you ever question if there will be another gathering, you have to ask yourself, what would Jeremy do for a donut? Because Norseforge, actually, no, we can call him Jeremy now because he's a self-published author as well, under Jay Fulton. Hobbs Fall by Jay Fulton is linked in Norseforge's bio. It's on the Gathering website as well, which is linked in my bio. So there's a couple ways to get to it. Hobbs Fall was an awesome book. I thoroughly enjoyed reading it, and I've read it twice at this point. And as a teacher who taught English language arts, I thought it was a really good read, and I think it would be accessible to a lot of people in the way that it's written, the way that it flows, because I really like to be able to follow along and like different tidbits here and there. And Jeremy just has a really great way of describing the setting. Like the way that he describes the way things look is just, I love it. And y'all will love it too. So if you ever doubt whether or not there will be a Norseforge Gathering 7, don't, because there will be one. And the quest team is planning to have an actual quest journal. It'll probably be something around this size, which this is kind of thin. And gotta love this cover art that my friend Hannah did. This is the Norseling's Guide to TTRPG. If you are a beginner or learner of D&D and other games like that, this is a character starter guide. And I wrote this for Gathering 6, and there's going to be more. But this is probably about the size, if I had to guess, what the quest journals will be like. And there's going to be so much more in depth in terms of the quest stuff. Which, if you visited Camp Norseling, we had some quest stuff going on there as well. So let's see. Is there anything I'm missing? I know I've been yelling at y'all so much. Let me know in the comments if any of y'all have any questions. Live visibility restricted. Oh, okay. TikTok doesn't like when I talk about outside stuff. Um, the link is on TikTok. There you go, TikTok. Oh, I can't call it that on YouTube. I got to call it the clock app. Y'all, I'm still practicing doing this live stuff, but it's a lot of fun. So yes, if any of y'all have any questions about the series, questions about what it's like being a self-published author, questions about the lore, drop them in the comments because I'm going to end in about 3 minutes or so. And I'm just going to chill here for a second. And also shout out the shirt. If those of you are here because of Norse Forge Gathering, there is currently a GoFundMe to help support Norse Forge Gathering 7. And they've already gotten about 38,000 so far, which is a really great start. One of our friends, House of Strand, is doing a t-shirt collaboration with The Gathering, and I wanted to show that off. Here we go. Do it for the lore. I know it's backwards, but check out the art, y'all. Love the art. It's got the Norse Forge Gathering 7 logo on the side. Look at that lucky 7. I love it. And the other side, it's got our buddy's logo, House of Strand. These are also in my link tree and House of Strand's profile. House of Strand is an awesome creator. If you're not following House of Strand on all the socials, go and give House of Strand a follow. Him and his wife are genuinely awesome people. And I was so happy to meet them at Gathering 6. Y'all, Gathering 6 was a blast. I'm still recovering. Let's see. You know what? Why don't I show off a pair of dice before we go? Again, if you're in the UK, I'm going to be taking a bunch of books to the UK and shipping them out. So if y'all are wanting to help out the gathering and also read some pretty cool stuff, y'all can check the link tree. But let's take a look. Ooh. Oh, right off the bat, those are cool. I would have to get a nice orange set. Look at that. That's so cool. This is one of probably 50 pair of dice. Set. Yeah, it's a set. It's a full set. Are there 2 D6s? D8, 1 D6. Wait, isn't it 3 D6 to roll for your stats? Am I wrong? Is it 1 or is it 2? Now I'm second guessing. But anyway, actually these kind of remind me of Dragon Balls, the Dragon Ball Z. But again, this is one of several pair of dice that y'all could get. And these dice, I hope will be gone by Gathering 7, but we will definitely have more dice for Gathering 7. If there's a gathering, there has to be dice. Hello? Go Big Orange! Talk about the sound of my voice will haunt you. That's Rocky Top. Rocky Top will till the day that I die. If y'all are new here and haven't met me before, hi, I'm Scotty Oakenlake. I'm an author and occasional elf, out based in Knoxville, East Tennessee area, and I went to University of Tennessee and I was in the Pride of the Southland. What's up, Max? I was in the Pride of the Southland marching band for a few years, and The amount of times I have played Rocky Top, over 9,000. Like, I, I feel like a Vietnam War vet when I talk about my time in the Pride. Y'all, it was rough. Marching band don't play. If y'all have never been in a marching band, don't ever say that it's not a sport, because it was 100% a sport. We were out there 3 days a week for almost 2 hours in the sun, in the rain, and it's kind of a unique experience. So if y'all out there have kids, encourage them to join marching band, because it honestly, it was some of the best experiences of my life. And I guess my leave with you takeaway is that a lot of this book was written for my family, and of course the events and the characters in here are fictitious, but some of the things are based on things that happened either in my life or to people in my life. And the reason I did that was because Ernest Hemingway said to write the truth, and I wrote the truth. And the truth is, in 2017, the dead came back to life, and the resurrection curse was proven to be real. But there is a resistance forming against the resurrection curse. And Gerhilda the Valkyrie is amongst the first to join the resurrection curse resistance. You can read about her story in my tree of link. Maybe if I see tree of link, it won't be so scary. All right, y'all. I am going to end it here because again, if you're just joining or just saying hello, today would have been my brother's 28th birthday, and I wanted to publish something for him to celebrate his life, and have you guys celebrate with me, which is kind of cool that we get to celebrate together. Because the amount of people I have to celebrate with get fewer and fewer as the years grow on, but I'm really glad that y'all are here. And thank y'all for supporting. Thank y'all for listening. And most importantly, thank you for being you. Okay, love y'all. Bye.